Welcome to Walking the Path. So grateful, so thankful. Woohoo! We're here, we're live. Yes. Welcome to Walking the Path. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful to be here. Happy New Year. It's still Happy New Year. We're still in the energy of Happy New Year. And I'm really excited to talk to you today about the second part of this series on spirituality, the life structure of spirituality. So today we're going to talk about tools for deepening our spiritual alignment. This is the perfect time to do it. We're in the energy of the new year, new beginnings. And today is the day that we're going to talk about it. However, before we talk about tools for deepening our spiritual alignment and the life structure of spirituality, I want to remind you that the auspices of this talk, this talk is under the auspices of Rythmia Life Advancement Center. And I get to share this as a representative of Rythmia. So I want to let you know that one of the greatest tools for deepening spiritual alignment is a week at Rythmia. That would probably be one of the greatest tools of deepening your spiritual alignment. Second greatest tool would be attending services at Agape. And then we're going to talk about other tools for deepening our spiritual alignment. But this is the time to take a look at what Rythmia has to offer, a place where, we get to release all the stuff that we're not, step into our most authentic self, and then step boldly into creating what we want, not worrying about what we don't have, but creating what we want. It's powerful. So that's the number one tool for deepening spiritual alignment. Now, on to our talk. So, first of all, a recap of last week. Last week, we focused on spirituality as a foundation of a radiant life, right? What's the foundation of a radiant life? Last week, we looked at spirituality and the spiritual life structure as the key piece of creating the life that we love. Being connected. What does it mean to be a spiritual person? It means that we're connected to it. It means, which is you, right? You're connected to spirit, which is you. I'm God. You're God, goddess. It doesn't matter. There's no separation. So from that place, we have all the power that created all the heavens and all the earth within us. Nothing is more powerful than we are if we truly align with that. So that was the essence of last week's talk. Now, this week, we're going to look at why spiritual practices matter. Why? Why do this shit? I had a client the other day who was like, I'm really glad I'm doing all this stuff, but before I just thought I was happy and everything was fine. He wasn't really happy. He admitted that later. He's like, I wasn't really happy, but ignorance was sort of bliss. So spiritual practices help us align to our higher self and remain centered in the face of uncertainty. Hey, good to see you. Hello. So tools like meditation, breath work, and creating mantras can help guide us towards inner peace, clarity, and strength. A personal story of how these tools have helped supported me on my path. Man, I go to meditation for everything. If I have a question, if I'm writing, before walking the path, if I'm developing a new class, if I'm working on a retreat, whatever I'm doing, I go into meditation. It was one of the greatest things that happened to me in meditation this last year. One example, so many. 2024, I have had a meditation practice for many years. But in 2024, I upped it. I went to 90 minutes for 11 months of 2024. I meditated for 90 minutes a day, which was challenging. I did that about 95% of the time. There were times when I didn't meet that. But a lot of the times, if I didn't meet it, I made it up the next day. So if I missed 15 or 20 minutes or a half hour, then I'd meditate for 2 hours the next day instead of 90 minutes. That transformed my life. 2024 was a transformative year. So much is exploding in my life. And because of this spiritual alignment. What does it mean to be a spiritual person? It's that we're connected to spirit, that we receive insights from that connection, take inspired action in our lives for our growth. So meditation is the foundational piece. An example. Last year, August, September, July, August. I sat in meditation and I did a prompt, an intention, what in me still needs to be healed? What came up was words and thoughts and words. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. I can be really judgmental of myself and others, of course. Like if you're judging yourself, then you're really judging others, right? So I was like, okay, thoughts and words, cool. Then a couple days later, I was in a meeting with two people that I really love. They're really dear friends of mine, and they were sharing some things that were going on for them. And at the same time that they were sharing what was going on for them, I was struggling to move a project of my own across the finish line. And they were like partnering and coming up with all these ideas. And while they were sharing with me, I noticed the soundtrack in the back of my head was, they're not going to make it. They're not going to do that. People aren't going to like that. I started sort of dissing in my head my friends, my dear friends. And I was like, wow, that's not like me. I know on a spiritual level that there's no competition. Everything is unfolding in divine perfection. I know on a mental level that there's enough for everybody. I know on a physical level that my needs are met. But on the emotional level, I was jealous. I had an envious. An envy is like, I want what you have, and if I can't have it, I don't want you to have it. And it breeds resentment. So that was coming up for me. And I'm like, wow, that's not me. So then out of that, two memories came up from childhood that were like the origin of this feeling, right? So here I am in my adulthood, hearing dear friends talk to me about a project that they're working on and feeling this sense of envy and jealousy and not wanting the best for my dear friends. In the back of my mind, I wasn't consciously going, you're going to fail. But it was the narrative, right? The automatic narrative in my head. So then these two memories came up and I got to see the origin stories of this envy and jealousy. And then I got to write a mantra that soothed my emotional body. Because remember, the spiritual body, the mental body, and the physical body, they all knew what was going on. The emotional body was still stuck in being 6 and 7 years old around this issue. So I got to write a mantra. And now that mantra is one of my cherished uh, spiritual tools that I use all the time. I incorporate it in every prayer. It is whenever I feel that old sense of jealousy and envy coming up, I say the mantra, and it soothes me. And it's like a mind treatment that replaces an old pattern with a new one. I'm creating a new pattern. So that is an example of the power of meditation, the power of asking and setting an intention in meditation and receiving an answer. It's also, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about in terms of spiritual practices, key practices, meditation, breath work, and mantras. Okay, so we just talked about mantras. So let me tie that in. A mantra is a sacred word or phrase or sound that focuses the mind and aligns the energy. And so my mantra was, I am connected to everything and everyone. We are one. That soothed the emotional body around a sense of jealousy and envy. Then I said, in this now moment, I am all that ever was, all that is, and all that ever shall be. Reminding myself that I am God, that I have the power within me. I have all the power that created all the heavens and all the earth within me. And then the mantra was, I create what I want, and what I want comes to me with ease and grace in a magical way. So that mantra shifted my attention away from being outwardly focused on others, reminded me that I am God, and then put my attention on creating what I want instead of worrying about what I don't have. That's the power of mantra. So meditation and mantra. And the third practice is breath work. Now, breath work is a powerful tool to release emotions, calm the nervous system, and align the body, mind, and spirit. And there's, it's just bringing consciousness and mindfulness into your everyday life. And a simple practice for breath work is, you could do just like with your meditation, in order to get into meditation, you could pair that with breath work. Start your meditation with a 4-count breath in, hold for 4, exhale for 4, or 4, 7, 8. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Do that for 2 to 3 minutes to set, hey, Vicky, do that for 2 to 3 minutes to set the tone and calm the emotional body, calm the nervous system, and to help you get into the meditation. So meditation and breath work together, and then the mantra works along with that. So practices for aligning. Hey, my brothers from Plug In Mind. Love you guys. Breath work, meditation, and mantra work are 3 ways that you can align spiritual practices to help you to stay aligned with spirit. Now, how do you build a daily practice, right? So you've got 3 tools: meditation, breath work, and mantras. So how do you start? Let's say meditation. This is the foundational practice of all spirituality. You must be meditating. You must be meditating. You must be meditating. Don't tell me I can't meditate because every time I meditate, my mind is a monkey mind. I can't do it. Don't tell me that shit. That's what meditation is. Meditation is actually when you sit there and your mind's like ding, 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 and you go, okay, back to here. Okay, back to here. Okay, back to here. That's hey, Chuck from last week. That's what meditation is bringing your mind back even when it's trying to be distracted. Meditation is gaining sovereignty over your mind. Meditation is gaining sovereignty over your mind. So, okay. So how to build a daily practice. First of all, consistency over intensity. Now, when people like at the beginning of the year, you're like, all right, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to journal, I'm going to do breath work, I'm going to do mantra work, and then I'm going to go to the gym, then I'm going to do yoga, and you got all this stuff. I'm going to do this every day and I can do it. And you do it for like the first week or 2, and then it falls, right? So consistency over intensity. It is not so important that you do everything. Just do something every day. Just do something every day. Be consistent in your practice. That's what builds a lasting spiritual practice. And as you start small, little by little, you build your practice. There are 5 steps to creating a new habit. Okay, 5 steps to creating a new habit. First, set the time. Set the time of day. I recommend meditating twice a day and using the energy of the day. In other words, the morning time and the evening time. The morning time is expansive. The evening time is closing down. Use the energy of the day for your meditation. So set the time. It could be right when you wake up. It could be 20 minutes after you wake, whatever. In the morning, in the evening, whatever time, or when you get home from work. Whatever time works for you. If noon at your lunch break is the best time for you to meditate, do it. Just do it. So set the time. Morning and evening works well for me. Determine the duration. Now, if you're new to meditation, start small. There's a couple ways you can do this. One method, my friend Josh Darnell teaches this method of meditation. You start with 1 minute and you add a minute every day. So day 1, 1 minute, day 2, 2 minutes, day 5, 5 minutes, day 8, 8 minutes. You build this every day till you get to 20 minutes. Now, if you miss a day, so you're at day 5 and then you miss day 6, you start over for 5 days meditating at 5 minutes. 5 minutes for the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day. And then the 6th day, you go to 6 minutes, 7th day, 7 minutes. Let's say you meditate for every day for 10 minutes, every day for 10 days. So now you're at 10 minutes. And on the 11th day, you miss. So that means you got to start over. And for 10 days, you meditate for 10 minutes until you get to the 11th day. And then you go 11, 12, 13, 14, so on. That's one way. Another way is just to start with 5 minutes. I'm just going to start with 5 minutes. Start small. And then the next, the next week, add another 5 minutes, go to 10 minutes. And the next week, 15 minutes. And the next week, 20 minutes. Get up to 20, minimum 20 minutes, but start small. The third most important way to start a habit is, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Why meditate? Right? If you're not clear about why you want to do this, then it's going to fail very quickly. It's easy to let yourself off the hook. But reflect on why this practice is meaningful to you. Tie it into a deeper purpose. I'm meditating because I want to be peaceful. I'm meditating because I want to be connected with spirit and I want to turn within for answers instead of looking outside. I'm meditating because I want to be sovereign. I'm meditating because I want to be a better partner, a better husband, a better wife, a better colleague, a better friend, a better brother, a better sister, a better father, a better mother, whatever it is. Get your why clear. Get your why clear. And then accountability. Share your intention with someone who can support you and encourage you, whether that's an individual or a group of individuals. Get an accountability partner. The final thing, the final piece of establishing a new habit is visualizing success. 30 seconds before you go to bed, for 30 seconds, see yourself getting up in the morning and meditating. See yourself sitting down the next evening and meditating. Just visualize it for 30 seconds. That will do an amazing piece of cognitive plasticity, neuroplasticity. It helps you to preload in your mind. You're already doing this, and it's just easier. Somehow it's just easier to get up in the morning and do it when you visualized yourself doing it the night before. So those are the 5 steps to building a new spiritual practice. I want to emphasize the role of community in spiritual growth. Reverend Michael says community boosts your immunity. Community boosts your immunity to the lower thought forms of fear, doubt, lack, worry, limitation, and not enoughness. Community boosts your immunity to letting yourself off the hook. It's important to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Not always. We definitely want to expose ourselves to people outside of our silos, right? Outside of our little bubble. But when it comes to supporting you in your spiritual practice, you want to be around people that are up to the same thing to help you. So, and inspire you and encourage you. So look at joining a spiritual group, meditation circles, either online or in person. Find communities that resonate with your values. If you want to know more information about finding communities and spiritual groups, you can DM me and I'm happy to share some information with you on that. The most important thing to know is you're not alone. You're not alone on this path, and community is a vital part of spiritual alignment. Okay, so recapping the main points of today's talk, we talked about meditation, breathwork, and mantra as 3 spiritual practices that you can start right now. These are spiritual tools for aligning your body, mind, and soul. Spiritual tools for remaining aligned. Meditation, breathwork, and mantra work. Remember consistency over intensity and how to start a habit. Start small. Just do something every day. And then finally, how to build those sustainable habits through community. You know, pick one tool. Just pick one tool. Start with meditation and start incorporating that with the 5 steps of how to build a habit. I want to kind of leave you today with a mantra, like, I align with spirit and live in harmony with life. That's a great mantra. This is the year I deepen my connection with spirit. Find something, but I'm leaving you with that message. This is the year that you deepen your connection with spirit, and that the more you align with spirit, the more you live a harmonious life. So I'm so grateful. I want to invite you next week, same time, we'll be looking at spirituality in action, living your values. So that'll be the next talk, spirituality in action, living your values, for next week. I look forward to seeing you next week, hearing from you, and wishing you peace and richest blessings. All right. Ciao, ciao.